the museum is in your house?
Yeah.
This guy loves John Deere, okay? He's got the tractors under him while he's sleeping.
Under my house.
I love it.
The dealership's actually under my bedroom.
That is hilarious. What's up, Drew?
How you doing, man?
Drew invited us to see his John Deere museum today. That's what we're gonna do. Drew, tell us a little bit about this museum. What's going on in here and why everybody's talking about it at our company?
Well, I've liked tractors my whole life, so started a grading company, and we operate all brand new John Deeres that we purchase from you guys. So one day I bought an old tractor, and now I have like 30. So
that's how it goes right there.
You know, so my wife rides dressage and breeds dressage horses, so that's kind of what we got. We got an indoor arena, an outdoor arena.
And in Wellington, you know, we're in Wellington, Florida right now for everyone who's gonna be watching in Canada and Zimbabwe. And Drew, tell us a little bit, because you'll know more than me, tell us a little bit about what goes on in Wellington, why it's such a potent place for people to ride horses and do some of your equestrian activities.
So Wellington is considered the winter equestrian capital of the world, meaning there's more horse shows and horses in one area than anywhere else in the country. So between polo, hunter, jumper, and dressage, it's like the mecca right now because of our warm climate, and you know, everybody flocks here. So
that's awesome.
Everybody has these micro farms around Wellington, and for us, we're in the ring business, so we don't have to drive very far to, you know, to build rings and maintain them. So
yeah, so talk a little more about the ring business, how you got started and when you started connecting with John Deere equipment and started to use it.
So I started building rings in 2008, and at that time, that was about the time I made the switch to John Deere. It was when the construction industry was kind of taking a crash with the market, 08, 09. And it didn't hit me right away because I was doing a lot of high-end luxury homes on Palm Beach. So the buildings that were getting built, the homes and stuff, they were going to get completed. It wasn't just a, you know, halt the brakes on it. So we finished out that. I seen the slowdown coming. I actually took some Bobcats and some Kubota mini excavators, came to you guys and traded 4 machines in on one brand new skid steer, one brand new mini excavator, and at the time I already had a 4520 compact, you know, cab tractor and a roller. So I had a little Ingersoll Rand roller. So that was kind of the start of my John Deere fleet. I think at the time I bought the skid steer and the mini excavator, and to get green fleet I had to buy, like, it was a Gator or a lawnmower, something, and I bought it just to get the green fleet, you know, and
yeah,
and then it all started, you know, and after that,
what were you planning on doing with it?
Just you know, at the time I was still doing grading and excavating, and I was just breaking into the equestrian world. I grew up in the equestrian business. My dad had a quarter horse breeding business, so you know, I had a few people wanting me to build rings, and I was kind of like, I don't really have the right equipment because, you know, I know you needed laser gear and stuff like that to do it. And I was kind of forced on one, bought the equipment just to get the job done. Somebody heard I did it. Next, you know, I did another ring, and then it just snowballed. And then as we got busier, I updated the John Deere stuff I bought, multiplied it, you know.
Yeah.
And now here we are. You know, no matter, see all the standing water around, and then we're gonna walk on the ring, and
it'll be perfect.
Yeah. That's what we're known for.
Is that how'd you figure that out when you just were good at it, had a knack for it?
Yeah, just, you know, being in the grading business, you know, having common sense with materials and what works and what doesn't work, and
right,
you know, stay away from clays, you know. So last night we had about 6 inches of rain. You can see how saturated everything is. We build all-weather rings, what we're known for. So our goal is to build a ring that's 100% rideable, you know, right after a big storm.
Because it rains a lot down here.
Yes, it does. So this ring's been in about 2013, and as you can see, there's no mud. It's level with our turf arena, but you know, it's just built with the right materials. We have full drainage underneath, high quality sands, geotextile fiber, and
So when you say the drainage underneath, like, can you describe that a little bit?
so this has like a full rock bed underneath, wash stone with piping and stuff. So there's a separation layer under the sand and fiber, and basically it's just designed to eat water. You know, it's not gonna, the fiber binds it together like artificial root system,
Yeah.
but it won't wear out. Don't have to fertilize it. So
You got to talk a little bit about this, why your house looks like that.
So my wife's from Pennsylvania, and when we started going up there every summer to stay for a few months to get out of the heat, I just really liked the architecture and the big barn. So this is a gambrel style barn with a silo. The silo is actually a staircase, and the whole thing's solid concrete.
Is this where you live?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, without further ado, I think it's time to get into this museum and check out these John Deere tractors.
All right, guys.
Oh my. This is insane, man. So it all started with a gas station.
Yeah, so the gas station was in the original plan, and the dealership actually kind of was it started because my wife, we were moving out of the temporary apartment we were staying in on the farm, and we started packing to move in here, and she's like, what do you want to do with all this stuff? And I had tons of literature and, you know, just vintage brochures and stuff, and I was like, man, it's a shame, like, what do I do with this stuff? It's just going to be in a box. So then I had an idea. This was just supposed to be some additional parking. So I pulled out some graph paper and I started drawing to see if I could actually fit a small dealership in here and make it look like it was an add-on.
Yeah.
So here we are, you know.
Let's go in the dealership.
Yeah.
Let's go in this dealership. So tell us what we have in here, Mr. Drew.
So 90% of this stuff is original, whether it's new old stock or dealer advertising, you know, down to the Masonite signs on the wall. You got some hose clamp racks, battery cable racks, a lot of new old stock parts, you know, this electrical carrier, just, you know, as much original stuff I could find.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Like right here we have original tin sign, hose clamp racks, battery cable ground strap rack. These are original Masonite signs that would have hung in the dealerships. Never seen another one of these. I'm sure they're out there. I haven't seen another one for sale. Autolite batteries, John Deere. Paint rack. This is probably one of my favorite pieces. I collect the Model M's, and this is a original dealer poster for the model that I collect. So that's pretty cool. You know, they only made so much dealership stuff, you know? It's crazy just like how they did stuff back then.
Yeah, that's good.
These photos on the wall are prototypes of the John Deere M's. So it shows like the first ones that were coming out of it when they were just doing some test tractors, so.
And then look, I mean, look at this. I mean, it's something you just never look at this.
Yeah, this is reproduction, so
Yeah.
the guys build these. I think that's Heritage Power. This tractor is an all fuel, which is pretty rare. They're export only, So they were pretty much sent to Mexico or South Africa, I believe. So it ran on a distillate and a gasoline. You'd start it up on gasoline, it'd reach a certain temperature, and then you'd hit the valve and change it over to a distillate, which was like a kerosene, I guess.
Right.
This is the local piece. So this was Palm Beach, or Broward Palm Beach Tractor Company. So this is the building that used to be at 441 and Boynton Beach Boulevard.
Yeah.
Where Kubota was. It was originally John Deere.
So tell us about this equipment out here.
Yeah, so this is a John Deere Model M, 1947. John Deere built around 50 of these in 1947 and painted them yellow. This is one of 50. This was actually the start of their industrial, kind of their industrial line. They did industrial versions on the Model Ls and stuff, but they didn't have one for the Ms at the time. So they kind of dabbled, did 50 of these, and they did 25 in orange. Sorry.
Why were they switching colors?
Just for like construction and factory applications, like that industrial, just, you know, that's kind of what paved the way for the yellow.
For the CCE and for the yellow.
So this is a Model 30 loader that would have been factory green, but when I put it on this tractor and painted it yellow, you know, just to roll with the theme.
Yeah, man. All right, what do we got up here?
So up on the truck is a John Deere MC, which is the first crawler John Deere built. That was all their parts. They actually bought Lindman out, which was a company that built tracks out of Yakima, Washington. So this was their first all John Deere dozer. So this tractor paved the way for the 450K today. The dozer today.
That's incredible, man. Well, hey, might as well talk about this Ford truck you got here. What's going on with this?
Yeah, so this truck came out of Iowa, I believe, and we fully restored it to 1948 Ford F6 cab over. In 1947, John Deere did a few yellow M's and a few orange M's. This is the actual orange M. There's about 25 of them built. That kind of kick-started John Deere to want to produce an industrial model. But the requests that they had were that they preferred the tractor to be lower, a little wider, and have better turning radius for roadside mowing. So John Deere introduced, in 1950, they introduced the MI, which is I for industrial, which had a lower front axle.
What were they looking for to keep it low like that?
Stability for roadside mowing mainly. These tractors.
Because they were on slopes?
Yeah, these were really sold with a sickle mower on them and mowed a lot of highways. Got you. So I have this set up right now with a mower on it. I mean, not a mower. I have this set up with an MI 72 dirt or snow blade, and I put a factory donuts on the rear that would allow it to have a dual wheel setup. So I kind of set it up like it'd be for dirt.
Yeah.
You know? No, so North Carolina DOT painted approximately 7 to 9 of these models brown, and this is one of them. So that was their fleet color.
Okay, you got one of them?
Yeah, we found a buddy of mine found two, and I talked to a guy up in Ohio, kid Kyle, and he had a brown one, and he was nice enough to sell it to me.
That's awesome. And then you got your orange one here, which was the...
So this is a regular M. It's not an industrial, but it is an industrial because it's factory orange, 1 of 25 built. So, and then we have a red MI. Story is it was possibly Waterloo Fire Department from the gentleman I purchased it from.
That's awesome. Same with this one here?
So this one I found in Oregon, and I seen a little bit of red on the ad showing through the green paint. And I asked the guy, I'm like, what's up with the red? And he's like, I don't know, I started pressure cleaning and all this red paint came through. So I bought it, took a chance on it, we got it back and started pressure cleaning it, and you know, lo and behold, it was all red underneath. So we put it back to red. I asked the gentleman that I got it from if he knew anything about it, and he said that he bought it from a guy that worked for the forestry. So whether it came from forestry or not, I kind of ran with the theme, put the forestry decal on it.
Yeah.
But you know, I assume it would have been a possibility, but it definitely was red. Just don't know exactly where it came from.
What do we got here?
So this is actually just a standard M, but it has a high crop kit on it that the dealer in New Jersey modified to make as a high crop. So as you guys make some modifications to, you know, some of the farmers and stuff, for the lettuce growers and sugarcane guys, you guys kind of adapt to what some custom farming needs.
That's right.
They kind of did the same thing. It's pretty cool how they did it. They took John Deere MT rear wheels, and they took John Deere MC crawler hubs and converted it from a splined, a one spline mounting to a 6-bolt, which would have been the crawler hub that held the sprocket on, which is up on the truck. So, and then somebody built a wheel adapter to convert it from 6-bolt to 9-bolt. So using a taller rim and tire, lifted the rear up to get it to that higher clearance for them.
Yeah.
And in the front, they dropped the knees on the front axle to get them the height. So there's you know, about 25 of these conversions they claim were done. Pretty cool, you know, a little story how each dealer did certain things. This tractor is a MT narrow front, and it has a super rare high crop kit on it that came out of California. I took the kit off a Model 40, which it directly bolted on this. But I've only seen one other kit out there, and we recently just completed this one.
Talk a little bit about why they wanted the narrow front like this.
So they steer really good, and it was just a row crop application. So they had the tricycle front and the narrow front, both were row crop application. You know, the story behind these tractors is that they were asparagus, used for asparagus out in California. But this one's super cool. How it sits, it just has a really good stance to it. This is the regular MT, so this is what it would look like from the factory. So you can see there's about a foot difference from the kit. This is an all-fuel, pretty rare. I haven't really seen another all-fuel MT. Again, they're export only. So, neat tractor. This also is considered an MT, another row crop application. I put dual wheels on this one, so give it a beefy look.
It's unbelievable, man.
And then this is another dealer application. This is, you know, I call it a California special. In California in 1948, they were competing with the Ford 8N, John Deere. And the M's were just a little tall, and they needed a longer wheelbase. They wanted a narrow tractor for like the vineyards and stuff, but they wanted it longer, so they actually rotated the final drives backwards to create a longer wheelbase. On the MI, it's actually twisted forward to create a shorter wheelbase. So the dealers actually altered these tractors by shortening the front axle and height-wise, and extending the wheelbase by flipping the final drives backwards.
I do forget it's kind of a Ford garage too. I like it.
Yeah. So this is actually a rare tractor. It's a green industrial version. So it'd be like ordering a 333G today in green, John Deere green.
Yeah.
So this tractor should have been orange or yellow from the factory, but it was ordered John Deere green. It had no lift arms on the back. It was literally just ordered to pull something through an orchard, whether it was a wagon for harvest or a mower. I ran turf tires on it, implement front tires, because that's what I was told they would have ran to have, you know, less marks on the ground and destroy, you know, not damage the root system at all. We ran an MC crawler front grill on this. Has a John Deere Gyromore 127 5-foot mower, which I picked up out of Pennsylvania.
What year is that?
That'd be like early 60s. So
Things hadn't changed much.
yeah, no, and they made this mower in multiple variations, whether it had a hydraulic adjustment or it had wheels on the side or it had the small spinner wheel in the back. So this was actually ideal for this because it has no hydraulics. So it's all hand crank. The tires are behind it, so it keeps the width to the same width as the tractor, but the mower was in excellent shape when I got it. We just restored it. Basically just sandblast and paint is all this one needed.
And so what do we got here?
So this is a John Deere MI industrial model with a Wagner loader. So this is an aftermarket loader that was built for this tractor. We restored this piece.
What in the world does this loader do that the other ones don't? Because it looks like a lot.
It's just, you know, they were
That's an
they were
interesting
creative
build.
back then. You know, the main loader frame is actually this is actually the hydraulic tank is in the tube of the loader.
Really?
So you would fill it right here, and the fluid stays in the loader, and then the pump is driven from the front crankshaft pulley, and you know, runs the pressure all the way back here, and that's how it works. But it's pretty unique how they use that. The loader frame is the fluid storage.
Yeah. And what do you got here? Your gas pumps. You said, you know, how long have you had these? And was this here? How'd you draw this place out?
So, kind of came up with a design for a house, and I kind of envisioned the gas station in the middle. I had one of these pumps. So after we built it, I tried to find where this one came from because I bought it at a Barrett Jackson. And I actually found the guy that restored the one, and on his website I seen a picture. I said, that looks like mine, so I called him up, and he's like, yeah, most likely I restored it if it was at Barrett Jackson. So I said, well, can you do another one? He said, yeah, no problem. So he did another one, and that was the match I needed to complete the puzzle.
That is awesome. And you said your bed is directly above these tanks?
Yeah, our living situation is directly above this. Yeah, so this is, you know, John Deere MC, same as the yellow one, just green. This one I had a blade on. I actually took the blade off the yellow one so it would fit on the truck properly. Being that the tracks would damage the floor and they're difficult to move around, I tried to keep both of them on the vehicles, save space and save the floor. So
incredible. And then we got the Lube Station here, I can see.
yeah, so I collect all the different advertising display pieces from the gas station, service station era. You know, 1940s to 60s, I'd say a majority of everything is, and you know, it complements the trucks and the tractors. You know, having the full effect on everything. New old stock parts, and you know, I try to, you know, I admire Disney World when they do things, you know, because they do things top notch when you go to Disney. Like,
I would say you're not second to Disney World in this. This would be something you'd see at Disney World, no doubt about it. We got here this poly gas. Oh! Wow.
Yeah.
I stopped seeing these when I was 5 years old.
I actually had that since I was 4.
It's like,
A family friend gave us that years ago, and it's traveled around and still here. So this is just like a, you know, another way to store the collectibles, but
Yeah. You made us lunch?
yeah, I made you lunch. You know,
amazing.
you want some soup? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little cold. So I collect Ford trucks. This is a F6 Marmon Harrington. So Marmon Harrington, Ford did not offer four-wheel drive back in the 40s and 50s, so they were sent out to conversion companies. So this was a Marmon Harrington F6. We actually built the dually bed for it. So it'd be like a four-wheel drive F650 today. In the back is a buddy of mine's 1955 water scooter. So I think it's called a Amada. That was like one of the first jet skis. Both of these trucks are Ford F1s. This is a 1948. Again, a Marmon Harrington, so it's four-wheel drive. I themed this one as a dealer truck. So this is what you would have pulled up to try to sell me some yellow equipment.
Yeah, dude, I like it. So we'll see my truck when we walk out and
Yeah.
what it evolved to.
Exactly.
So this was the F1.
This was an F-150 back
That
in
is
1948.
incredible, man. So this is what they were getting in back in the day.
Yeah, so you would have pulled up to my job
Right.
site and you would have took out your brochures.
Oh, there we go.
You would have took out your brochures and you'd be like, look, you know, what can we sell you today? We got all this industrial tractors. And then you would have took out your prospect book and you would have put my name. This is a John Deere industrial dealer. And you would have put my name as a prospect and bugged me every few days to try to buy a new piece of machinery.
That is incredible.
This one, 1952 Marmon Harrington also. I kind of theme all my vehicles so they kind of look like they have a purpose. I breed miniature belted Galloway, so this I have set up like a ranch truck. You know, all my outings when I'm antiquing and looking for stuff for the museum, anything farm or cow related, horse related, I kind of throw in the bed, like,
Yeah.
you know, just to kind of show you what things were back then.
Well, what's going on? Like, are these?
Those are original feed bags. I stuffed them with pillow stuffing, but just cool. You know, these bags back in the day, you know, people didn't have a lot of money back then, so these bags, if you washed them 3 times, they would turn white, and they would enclose like a thing on how to make clothes for your kids. So these bags, the women on the farm would wash them and then sew them into clothes for their kids.
That's awesome.
My grandfather in the 60s and early 70s built Minibikes out of Long Island, New York. It was Stellar Manufacturing, and they did that for, I don't know, 10 years, and then I think Honda kind of jumped in and kind of took over that market. But the mini bikes up in the Northeast are really popular. This was one of the last models they did. It was their Trail. So this is I think a 1948 Ford 8N, and this has an L & Co. four-wheel drive conversion to it, which was basically a company that took Dodge Power Wagon front axles and figured out a way to put them on a tractor. So at the time, I don't think there was many four-wheel drive tractors around, so they built these kits. They're more popular on the late 50s, early 60s Fords, but somebody put the kit on this one and I purchased from a big collector. But there's something pretty cool. I didn't even know when I bought the tractor. He's like, oh yeah, there's a factory drill press, PTO driven drill press and grinder on the back.
Check
That's
that
factory
out.
Ford, you know, so a farmer could be in the field and put a block of wood under there and drill something out or sharpen a blade, or pretty cool.
I've never seen that before. Drew, we appreciate it, man. Drew's a great customer of Everglades. He was kind enough to bring us out here to show the love for John Deere. And we're trying to provide great customer service to Drew, and we really do appreciate it, man. People got to learn a little bit about Wellington today and the equestrian part of Wellington. A little bit about South Florida, and you know, and a young hustler in Drew, you know, who started his own business, and man, did he take it to a pretty far spot here with. I know those tractors weren't cheap. But man, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we
Thanks
really
for coming.
appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
Walking
and
us around.
Thank you guys for all the service, and you know, you guys are always there when I need something, so I appreciate it.
All the future discounts?
Yeah. No, seriously, anytime I have an issue, you guys step up and you don't leave me hanging, so that goes a long way, you know.
That's awesome.
So
Well, good, man. We're going to get out of here, and you guys need to stay tuned because we're going to the Florida Flywheel. Talk a little bit about that Florida Flywheeler show.
Yeah, so in February, Florida Flywheelers is about 600 acres, antique tractors, but this February is John Deere feature show. So every year in February they feature one brand tractor, and it's been, I think, 10 years since John Deere's been the feature tractor. So you guys should definitely come out and do a little recap on antique tractors. I think it'll be fun for you guys and the viewers. So.
When is that?
I'll have to check the dates, but if you go to floridaflywheelers.com, it'll show it on there. But
we're gonna hunt you down.
Yeah.
We'll let everybody see what's going on there, and we'll do another video on that.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. All right, before you guys leave, I want you guys to make sure you guys get a souvenir token.
Let's go. No way.
It says Discounted Sons with a John Deere
Oh,
M on it.
come on, man. Give me that.